30 seconds to spare.
Coming down the stairs.
Is that him? Is that him? All right, here we go. Good morning. I would like to call to order this meeting of your Fremont County Commissioners. We okay? All right, and invite you to please rise for an invocation by Todd Luce from the Grandview Christian Church and stay standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Would you bow with me, please? Gracious Heavenly Father, we thank you for the day, and it's an important day in our nation, in our county, in our state, country, city, everything, Lord. And I pray that you'll be with the voting that's going on today, that it would be true and honest, and that there would be no fraudulence, there would be no problems with it, Lord. We pray that your truth will prevail with that. Lord, I pray for this meeting today, that whatever issues and things they have, that the commissioners will make wise decisions in favor of our community and our county and our decisions that would help the people and all of us be able to live the lives that we would like to live in our freedoms, Lord. We pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Todd.
Thanks, Todd. We appreciate you being here. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Bell,
Present.
Commissioner Grantham,
Here.
Commissioner McFall,
Present.
County Manager Bryant, or
Childs, it's
Childs,
okay.
I'm sorry.
Present.
Planning and Zoning Director Victoria.
Thank you. It's all right. We'll get it together.
Change up
Yes. We're changing everything on her, so. Approval of today's agenda. Gentlemen, I am unaware of any changes that we need to make to today's agenda as presented.
Well, Madam Chair, I move to approve the agenda.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded to approve today's agenda. Further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner McFall,
Aye.
Commissioner Grantham,
Aye.
Commissioner Bell,
Aye.
motion carried.
Consent agenda today, we are scheduling a public hearing. This is one that we never have attendance at, so let's change things up a little bit and come talk to us about the Fremont County 2023 budget. That's going to happen on the 22nd, in 2 weeks from today, at 10 a.m. We will be presenting and discussing the Fremont County proposed budget, so please join us at that time.
Sure to be full of excitement, Madam Chair.
Absolutely.
I move that we approve the consent agenda.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded to approve today's consent agenda. Further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Grantham,
Aye.
Commissioner McFall,
Aye.
Commissioner Bell,
Aye.
motion carried.
Thank you, Talia. We move next to administrative and informational topics. We begin this morning with a staff report. We have with us our new interim county manager, Tammy Childs. Welcome to your first official meeting with us in your new position. And she has for us a county manager's report.
As Debbie said, this is my first official day as the interim county manager. But just want everybody to know I will strive to do my very best while serving not only the employees but the citizens as well as the Board of County Commissioners. As far as news goes, the county website is back up and running as of last week, which is great information. So all departments are back and functional. We're updating things as needed, so give us a little bit of leeway there, but I know John's been working on it feverishly. Job postings can now be located back on the website. You can apply electronically again. But they can also be found on the Colorado Workforce Center, the FEDC job board, and on our bulletin board as well here in the county building. But if you see anything on there that needs to be updated or changed, just please reach out to me and we'll get working on that. And that's all I have.
All right, thank you so much for that, Tammy. We turn next to elected officials. Gentlemen, reports this morning? Who would like to begin?
I can begin.
All right, Commissioner Grant.
First thing, I suppose, just welcome to Tammy and to Dan in their new positions, and appreciate them stepping in and doing the job that we asked them to do here, because we got a lot going on with especially in the planning and zoning with some potential big changes coming up with zoning resolution, and of course, it's always tough filling the shoes of someone like Sonny, so we really appreciate Tammy stepping in to do that for us. Just a reminder, as if you didn't know from all the commercials and all the texts on your phone and every facet of your life, that today is election day. So please get out and vote and make your voice be heard. If you really want to know how to vote, then please talk to one of these two over here to the right of me, and they'll be happy to let you know. That's about it.
Thank you, sir.
Wow.
Commissioner McFall. Wow.
Yeah, welcome, Dan and Tammy, both of you. Thank you for stepping up. I also wanted to say get out and vote if you haven't voted yet, which I know a lot of people have. I think I saw this morning that there was over 11,000 that voted in Fremont County, which is still pretty low amount to the amount of voters that are here, but get out and vote. It's important. It is a right that we should honor to do, and get out there and do it. The other thing is Veterans Day is coming up this week, and we're going to have some recognition here in a little bit, but I just want to thank all veterans out there for their service, and I appreciate them greatly, because we're here living free because of them and because of you that are in the audience, so thank you. Very last thing I have is we are still in stage 1 fire restrictions. There are some red flag warnings east of us today, but that doesn't mean it won't happen here. The wind won't blow, so be very diligent when you're out there. Be very careful. The fuels are getting drier and drier because we're not getting any moisture, so be safe and be careful and have fun. Thanks.
I would just kind of second everything that my fellow commissioners just said. We truly do appreciate all of the help and support that we're getting from those of you who are not used to sitting at the podium with us this morning. So welcome. We're really happy to have you on board. I also would note we are also thrilled that our website is up and working, but I want to let you know it's not exactly 100%. We're working on it. We're getting there, but the GIS section of that website is not up and running yet. So just be aware of that. Okay, anything else? All right, moving on. Citizens who wish to address the commissioners on any matter not scheduled on today's agenda. We have with us this morning Jason Dawson, who would like to rise and speak. Morning, Jason.
Morning. It's on. Yep.
How are you guys doing?
Good.
Good.
So I'm here because, the last time I was here standing here, it was because my project at the airport had been denied. And I brought evidence to show that that wasn't the case, and you guys reconsidered. So here I am again because I'm having problems with airport management. I have probably 3 requests in. None of them have been even addressed. So I'm just trying to understand what's really going on with the airport. So that's why I came to you here to try to get some feedback. Hopefully I can get that later. I don't want that now. Some positive news. We extended our lease on the terminal building, and we've planned to create an airport pilot's lounge in that space so that the pilots coming in at night can come in there, check their email, look at the weather, maybe grab a snack, and get back in their airplane and fly away. And they can do that any time of the night. I think it's going to be a great add-on to the airport's structure. Give pilots maybe a reason to land if they know they can go to the bathroom, grab something, and check the weather before they continue west. It's probably the gateway to the weather, if you all know when you look that way. So I'm just hoping that maybe I can come here, get some feedback from you guys later. I requested a meeting a couple times. And let me add to why I'm standing here. One of the biggest things in my life, I think, as a moral structure is you don't bear false witness against another. That's a big deal to me. That's happened at the airport. I have it documented that your staff have submitted false claims. I'm hoping we can sit down and address that. The last meeting I had with my team, they wanted lawyers. I don't think that's a good way to go. I don't think it really gets us anywhere, especially when we're there trying to be positive. I felt that at some level it might have been a conflict of personalities, so I put my director of flight in charge of everything with the airport the last year and a half, really hoping that that might change it. He's probably the most gracious guy I know, and he's pretty much done too. So I'm hoping that maybe I can get a meeting with the 3 of you to really understand this. And we feel that having the person that we're having conflicts with there won't help. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Jason.
Madam Chair, you have a comment, please?
Absolutely.
You don't want feedback, but you do have an email from me stating that we can have a meeting, and I'm waiting for your answer.
It's been weeks. No, I told you I could meet anytime after a certain day.
Okay, so that is out there. So to say that you haven't been afforded an opportunity to meet is not true. So we'll get that worked out, and we'll have a meeting.
All right, thank you. Is there anyone else in the audience this morning who would like to rise and speak to this board? Anyone? All right, moving on. Old business for consideration. We do have a topic this morning. This is discussion and ratification of Resolution 34, Series of 2022, a resolution imposing a moratorium on the enforcement of certain provisions of the Fremont County zoning regulation regarding commercial development plans. So this is a topic that was supposed to have originally been on our agenda 2 weeks ago. We somehow managed to leave it off, but we did add it that morning. And so just to be fair to all concerned, we're going to discuss this again. We will consider it once again. We also will ask for public input. So if there's anyone here who would like to speak about this before we take a final vote, this is your advance notice. So I'm going to turn this morning to Commissioner Grantham for an explanation of exactly what we are doing with this.
Oh, boy.
No pressure.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And probably to my good fortune, because I was not able to be here at the last meeting when this happened and wouldn't have been able to vote on this. What resolution number 34 is doing as far as this moratorium goes has to do with our commercial development plan. We have been in many discussions as a board and with our planning and zoning department in regard to many changes that we see coming. We've had several moratoriums put in place over the last year and a half or so. And this is another one that kind of reared its ugly head, so to speak, when it came to some problems with our existing code and things that we needed to address when it came to how folks that own commercial properties and how they can develop and improve their properties. There is one particular aspect that came to a head with a person, a group of folks that were trying to improve their existing commercial business out in Penrose. And it really brought to light one of the weaknesses I think that we have in our current code, at least what has become one, in regard to having to do a full commercial development plan on somebody's business if you're not changing the use or you're not creating a new business on a piece of vacant ground. One of the requirements that we had was if you expanded or improved or enlarged your existing use, that you had to go through the full commercial development plan. Well, that didn't make sense. So in effect, we're putting a moratorium on that paragraph in particular so that it doesn't hamper those that own commercial property. If they want to actually improve their property, if they want to build a new building but not change the use, if they want to expand their business on that property, but they're not changing their use, then why shouldn't they without having to go through these massive requirements required in our code? This doesn't change. So basically, we're putting a moratorium on that aspect only. The requirements are still in place for the commercial development plan at this point when it comes to vacant property being built up or when it comes to a change of use. Now, we're looking at all these things down the road and what we can do to make it better for people to develop, to build here in Fremont County. But for right now, this moratorium on this one aspect of being able, without our permission, to expand, to improve, to enlarge your business and commercial property, we're going to get out of the way, and we're putting a moratorium on this in particular in what is 8.15.7.4 in our code and in the commercial development plan. And so if we need a motion on that, I'd be happy to do the motion and go from there.
Absolutely.
Madam Chair, I move that we approve resolution number 34, series of 2022, imposing a moratorium on enforcement of certain provisions of the Fremont County zoning resolution regarding commercial development plans.
I will second that, Madam Chair, but are you going to open this up for
Yes.
public
Yes,
first?
I am.
Okay, second.
Okay, so it has been moved and seconded to approve this particular resolution. First, a couple of comments I would like to make. I would like folks to understand, this does not change anything as far as your building permits go. If you are planning on expanding in your current commercial development site, you still need to get building permits. We are not excusing anything other than a brand-new and updated CDP. Stormwater also will be addressed at that time, so other requirements are not changing, are still in place. So I just want to make that perfectly clear. Commissioner McFall, do you have anything to say before I open it up to the public?
No, I just want to stress the fact that it is no change of use. It's just expansion of existing business.
Okay, and we're going to turn next for our staff.
Okay.
Good morning, Dan.
One thing I just wanted to add to that is if there are waiver requests, those waivers do have to go back to the board. So if you're planning on expanding your project, but you want to have a waiver from the regulations for, say, hard surfacing of your parking area or something similar, that will have to get presented to the board for any waivers.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, public comment. Is there anyone here in the room today who would like to rise to speak either for or against this particular resolution? Yes, ma'am. Come to the microphone. It's already turned on for you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Dr. Bellantoni. Thank you. And I have a list of clients I'm calling right now as soon as I get done. So
Perfect.
thank you. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. We appreciate that comment. Anyone else? All right, we do have a motion and second on the floor to ratify resolution number 34, series of 2022, imposing a moratorium on enforcement of certain provisions of the Fremont County zoning resolution regarding commercial development plans. Is there further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Grantham.
Aye.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Motion carried.
All right, thank you so much for that. Up next, we're turning to new business, and our first item of business is a proclamation for Veterans Day. This is a very special thing for me. I'm not a veteran, but my father was a veteran of the United States Army. My son is a veteran with the United States Marine Corps. And I just hold a very, very special place in my heart for veterans. Right now in Fremont County, we have 31 employees who are veterans of the armed forces here in the United States. That's about a 10th of our county employees. And I think we are all just incredibly, incredibly proud of that. So we would like to honor and to recognize those folks. We have many of them here with us this morning. Others, unfortunately, are too dedicated to their job, and they still are out working, and we're just unable to be here with us this morning. Excuse me. But we're going to recognize them anyway. So I'm going to read the proclamation, and then as I start calling names, if you're present, if you would please stand. And when we're finished, we're going to come down with all of you, and we're going to have some photos taken for our website and different things. So, okay, this is the proclamation. Whereas the greatest acknowledgement of our freedom is to honor our armed forces veterans who have sacrificed and in many instances paid the ultimate price for our freedom. And whereas in 1919, President Wilson proclaimed November 11th as the first commemoration of Armistice Day, stating, "To us in America, the reflections of Armistice Day will be filled with solemn pride in the heroism of those who died in the country's service, and with gratitude for the victory, both because of the thing from which it has freed us, and because of the opportunity it has given America to show her sympathy with peace and justice in the councils of the nations." And whereas Fremont County citizens, along with millions of other Americans, can attest to the importance of veterans' sacrifices for and contributions to our freedom and security. And whereas Fremont County recognizes many veterans who gave so much of themselves, came home without any recognition, and then were denied educational and occupational opportunities. And whereas Fremont County recognizes and respects the more than 5,400 veterans who live here for their many contributions. And whereas both men and women of our armed forces continue to be an inspiration to all of us through their demonstration of courage, leadership, and commitment in service to our community and our country. And whereas we in Fremont County always will remember and pay respect to our military community, both active and inactive, for their contribution, dedication, and commitment to the cause of our freedom. And whereas Fremont County would like to specifically recognize the veterans who currently serve as Fremont County employees: Jeremy Amendola, Petty Officer, 3rd Class, U.S. Navy; Christopher Belfield, Specialist, U.S. Army; Christine Carver, Airman, 1st Class, U.S. Air Force; Lee Cook, Specialist 5, U.S. Army; Christy Jo Corey, Master Sergeant, U.S. Army; Chad Curtis, Sergeant, U.S. Army; Brighton Duval, Sergeant, U.S. Army; William Erskine, Specialist, U.S. Army; Ryan Feely, Specialist, U.S. Army; Wendell Franklin, Corporal, U.S. Marine Corps; Paul Garrett, Specialist, U.S. Army; Caleb Gillick, Corporal, U.S. Marine Corps; Ashley Grajeda, Sergeant, U.S. Army; Caleb Howell, Private, U.S. Marine Corps; Alejandro Jimenez, Specialist, U.S. Army; John Keller, Staff Sergeant, U.S. Army; Jennifer Lauderdale Lewis, Senior Airman, U.S. Air Force; Andrew Lewis, Technical Sergeant, U.S. Air Force; Erica Mallett, Sergeant, U.S. Army; Darren Meek, Staff Sergeant, U.S. Air Force; Mario Miraz Gomez, Sergeant, U.S. Marine Corps; Alistair Nolan, Petty Officer, 2nd Class, U.S. Navy; Brett Osborne, Sergeant, U.S. Army; Martin Peak, Sergeant, U.S. Marine Corps; Mark Perez Sr., Specialist, U.S. Army; Tasha Perez, Private 1st Class, U.S. Army; Jordan Peters, Staff Sergeant, U.S. Army Reserve; William Podrabaugh, Petty Officer, 2nd Class, U.S. Navy; Alexander Porter, Corporal, U.S. Marine Corps; Bienvenido Soto, Petty Officer, 1st Class, U.S. Navy; and Dale Thresher, Staff Sergeant, U.S. Army. Now, therefore, let it be proclaimed by the County Commissioners of Fremont County, Colorado, that in observance of Veterans Day on Friday, November 11th, 2022, Fremont County proudly joins the rest of our nation to salute and give special honor and recognition to the men and women who serve us in our armed forces. Thank you all. I would like to move to adopt the Veterans Day Proclamation as presented.
Second.
Second.
It has been moved and doubly seconded to adopt the Fremont County Veterans Day Proclamation. Further discussion?
Once again, thank you all very much for your service. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our country would not be what it is today if it wasn't for each and every one of you. So from the bottom of our hearts, we thank you. Let's have roll call.
Commissioner Bell,
Aye.
Commissioner Grantham,
Aye.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Motion carried.
All right, if you would all step forward, we're going to come out and do a photo with you. I would like to again thank you all for being here, and now it's time to go back to work.
That's awesome. Thanks, guys.
Up next, we have a Fremont County Adoption Day proclamation, and we have Tanya Sutton from the Fremont County Department of Human Services with us. Good morning, Tanya.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being here.
Ms. Cohen continues to go to great efforts to not be here to read these proclamations. However, today she would much rather be here with us.
Well, we appreciate you showing up.
Thank
so.
All right, I'll go ahead and jump right in. I think many of us look forward to November each year for National Adoption Day. And so I'm very excited to present this year's proclamation. Whereas the County of Fremont recognizes the importance of giving children permanent, safe, and loving families through adoption. And whereas Colorado is currently recruiting for 342 children who are free for adoption. And whereas to help these children find permanent, nurturing families, the Fremont County Court will open their doors for National Adoption Day on November 19th, 2022, to finalize the adoption of 4 local children and join other organizations in celebrating adoptions. I have the wrong proclamation, just to be very transparent with you. So I believe that we're actually celebrating on November 14th, next Monday, and we actually have 5 children who are going to be adopted. Whereas the effort, along with similar celebrations in all 50 states, the District of Columbia and Puerto Rico will offer children the chance to live with stable and loving families and encourage other dedicated individuals to make a powerful difference in the life of a child through adoption. Now, therefore, we ask the Fremont County Commissioners, by virtue of their authority, to proclaim November 14th, 2022 as Adoption Day in Fremont County. And in doing so, we urge all citizens to join in a national effort to raise awareness about the importance of adoption. I'm very excited to share that of our 5 children being adopted, they're actually in 2 families. So we have a sibling group of 3 who are remaining together and a sibling group of 2 who are remaining together. And both of them are actually being adopted by their kin. So whether that be actual blood relatives or someone that their family or they believe to be kin-like in their world. So very exciting.
That is incredibly exciting news. Thank you again so much for being here
Thank
with us this morning. I just would like to say how very much we do appreciate all the work that our Department of Human Services does in finding permanent, stable, loving homes for these children. So it's a wonderful thing. Thank you so very much. Commissioners?
Yeah, I too would like to thank you for the work that you guys do in helping these children find a permanent home. That's great. It's awesome. And with that, Madam Chair, I have a motion if you're ready.
Yes, please.
I move to approve proclamation for Adoption Day, declaring that Adoption Day in Fremont County, November 14th.
And I will second that, and also like to thank you and all of the folks out there in the department. And adoption is just another one of those many facets of the work that's being done out there, the good work being done at our DHS. And so, thank you guys.
I think Adoption Day is maybe one of the most fun and exciting things that we get to participate in as county commissioners. So I know at least some of us, if not all of us, will also be there at the courthouse next Monday on the 14th to help celebrate this. So I also do have a copy of this for you once we've approved it. All right, we have a motion and a second to approve the Fremont County Adoption Day proclamation proclaiming November 14th of 2022 as Adoption Day here in Fremont County. Further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner McFall?
Aye.
Commissioner Grantham?
Aye.
Commissioner Bell?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Tanya, thank you so much.
Tell Amanda we missed her. Thanks.
Moving on, we do have one more recognition we would like to do. I believe we have with us this morning Mary Jo Sosnowski. We're going to ask you to rise, and you don't have to speak, but if you would at least come forward for us. Mary Jo recently retired after spending many, many years of service here to Fremont County. So, as we like to do, we have a special service recognition resolution for you, and I'm going to ask Commissioner McFall if he would read that.
I certainly will. Good morning, and thank you for being here. Here's the resolution. I think I find it honor. It's an honor to honor you for giving the time that you have to Fremont County and helping where you have. Appreciate you a lot. Whereas the Board of County Commissioners of Fremont County, Colorado regretfully accept the retirement of Mary Jo Sosnowski as a support team supervisor for the Fremont County Department of Human Services. And whereas Mary Jo has been a loyal and valued employee of Fremont County, she began her employment on October 13th, 1987 as an IM technician. She also held positions as a typist, a case aide before resigning from employment December 15th, 1995. She returned on September 16th, 2000, holding positions as a LEAP technician and clerk, and finished her service to the citizens of Fremont County as a support team supervisor when she retired on September 9th, 2022, earning much respect and admiration from her extraordinary level of dedication and skills for the county. And whereas Mary Jo has provided Fremont County with her expertise in customer service, helping thousands of residents, always greeting them with a warm and welcoming smile, and seamlessly directing them to the services they needed. And memberships of so many new employees within Fremont County Department of Human Services, sharing her wisdom and professionalism, and keeps going.
It was a lot of years.
Mary Jo has freely and pleasantly dedicated a total of 30 years of service to Fremont County officials, employees, members of the public, to ensure consistency and wisdom in decision-making and in the exercise of discriminatory judgment for the betterment of citizens of the county government. And whereas Mary Jo...
But that would be discretionary.
What did I say?
Judgment.
Anyway, discretionary. Discriminatory, well, that's not discriminatory either. Mary Jo accomplishments are many and have included the following: continuously remaining calm during violent interactions, going above and beyond to ensure timelines are met, having empathy and compassion to anyone in need, setting a high professional standard for all to aspire to. Now forward let it be resolved that the Board of County Commissioners of Fremont County, Colorado hereby publicly recognize and express its deep appreciation, and that the residents of Fremont County to Mary Jo Sosnowski for 3 decades of devoted service to Fremont County. And be it further resolved that this resolution shall be read into the record of the Board of County Commissioners as a tribute to Mary Jo, her service, and that the official seal of Fremont County shall be affixed thereto and delivered to her. Done this 8th day of November 2022 at Canyon City, Colorado.
That was a mouthful.
It was.
Thank
And
you for that, Commissioner. Yes. So that's a lot of years of your life to devote to helping people in the Department of Human Services here in Fremont County. Everyone we've ever talked to had nothing but good, kind, wonderful things to say about you. And we appreciate you so very much, and we hope that you understand that. So let's go ahead, and if we could have a motion,
I would, unless the reader wants to give the motion.
whoever would like to.
I will, absolutely.
All right.
I move to approve this resolution honoring Mary Jo Sosnowski for her 3 decades of service to Fremont County. We will.
We're going to do that too.
Is there a resolution number?
No,
No,
it's
no,
not a
It's
number.
not a numbered one, just a proclamation.
Yep.
Okay. And I would like to second that.
It has been moved and seconded to approve the service recognition resolution for Mary Jo Sosnowski for so many years of wonderful work in the Department of Human Services here in Fremont County. Is there further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner McFall,
Aye.
Commissioner Grantham.
Aye.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Motion carried.
And now we do have a signed
No, as I said a moment ago, it's been my honor and my pleasure to work at the Department of Human Services for as many years as I did. Through all the years and lots of employees, I think anytime you have that many employees in one place, we all tend to have our disgruntled times, or we get discouraged, but overall I've been very blessed to work where I have worked. There's been no better place. I have lots of families that work lots of my family that's worked with DOC. So I see what they've all went through. But I've been blessed and been able to raise my family and my grandchildren. And we just have a great staff out there. I've had great admin and department that's always supported us, and our commissioners have always supported our department. And just want to thank you all.
Thank you so very much.
Enjoy your retirement.
Absolutely. The hour has reached 10 o'clock plus a little, and we have a couple of public hearings that are scheduled for this morning to begin at 10 a.m. The first we will deal with is a preliminary plan for a subdivision of one lot into two lots. This is preliminary plan number 22-003, Greer Farms subdivision, and we have with us this morning George Hall. Good morning, sir.
Morning, George.
Good morning, guys.
If you would like to kind of briefly present what you're asking for here, and then we will turn to staff for a staff report.
Basically, what we got is a one lot right now that we are splitting into two lots. The one lot will be serviced off of Columbine Avenue, and the second lot, the newer lot, will be fronting on Highland Avenue, I believe it is. Pretty much a simple piece of cake type of minor subdivision ultimately.
Okay, well, we'll see if we have questions for you here in a moment. Let's go ahead and turn to Planning and Zoning Director Dan Victoria for a staff report. Good morning, Dan.
Good morning, everyone. George is kind of right. This one seems pretty simple. The reason why it's in front of us as a preliminary plan is because it was previously subdivided, so that's why it's not coming to us as a minor sub. The current lot size is 5.66 acres. It's zoned ag suburban, and it's located on Columbine Avenue. They're proposing to make one lot 4.95 acres and the second lot 7.1 acres. The 4.9 acre lot will be fronting on Columbine, and this 0.71 acre lot will be fronting on Highland. FCDOT's comments were just issuance of access permit and issuance of address needed when the project's completed. City water, city sewer, those concerns are addressed. No concerns from the fire department, and the applicant addressed all of the engineering comments. So at this time, the department has no concerns with this project and recommends that it moves forward.
It appears as though we still have 3 contingency items. Is that correct?
Let me see real quick here.
So I'm showing item 1 is a new plat be reviewed by Icon Engineering in regard to the easement statement. Has that been done, or do we still need to?
I believe that's been done.
Okay.
I was told that the engineer, when I reviewed it, the engineer had, all comments for the engineer were addressed.
Okay.
So.
Item 2 is updated title commitment once the lien release is recorded.
That has been provided.
Yep.
That is provided. And item 3 is all red lines and any other statement corrected on the final plat.
Yep, and,
That has been completed also.
yeah.
Okay.
All red lines have been done.
Okay, so we have no contingencies for this one in front of us. Okay, gentlemen, do you have any questions at this point for either the applicant or for Dan?
I do not.
It apparently is pretty straightforward. This is a public hearing, so let me open the public portion and ask if we have anyone here in the audience who would like to rise and speak about this particular preliminary plan for a subdivision. All right, seeing none, going once. All right, we're going to close the public hearing. Gentlemen, do you have questions, issues, comments, concerns,
How about a motion?
or a motion?
Madam Chair, I move that we approve the preliminary plan 22-003 for Greer Farms subdivision.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded to approve PP 22-003 a preliminary plan for Greer Farms subdivision as just described to us. Further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Grantham?
Aye.
Commissioner McFall?
Aye.
Commissioner Bell?
Aye.
Motion carried.
All right. Thank you, sir.
And then, George, you know we have the final plan on the regular agenda, right? Okay.
All right, we do have some other topics to deal with, and then we're actually coming back to Mr. Hall again. Up next is a public hearing for Special Review Use 22-001, Arkansas Valley Ambulance. This is a request for an emergency service substation. We have with us this morning Dr. Angela Bellantoni. Oh, there she is. Good morning.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to be here. I'd like to introduce to you our members of the Arkansas Valley Ambulance District who are with us. We have Dave Van Natten, who has been my contact for the project, and he is a volunteer driver. And we have Stacy Van Natten, who is a volunteer for the district as well. And lastly, we have Mark Rowland, who is a volunteer EMT. The Coaldale substation is currently an undeveloped, pictures speak 1,000 words.
Who's got that? Lenny, do you have that?
Tammy.
Tammy? Thanks.
Okay, she'll get it up.
Okay,
it's
undeveloped, well,
Can you enlarge it a whole bunch?
maybe the site plan? It'd be at the end.
124.
Scroll,
probably, Tammy.
scroll. It's at the very end.
After the pictures.
Go up to the top.
Keep
and
going.
continue
Literally
124,
the
we almost
very
there.
end.
Last page.
There it is, that one, the one that says Arkansas Valley Ambulance District. Can we zoom in on that page? That works? Does that work?
Very good.
Yes.
Okay.
Now we're good to go.
So currently, this is an undeveloped 1.33 acre parcel. It's a non-conforming parcel for ag living as it's less than 9 acres. The southern portion of this property is in fact in the FEMA floodplain, which is why the development is towards the north. The development that's proposed is a gravel entrances that will be a in and out from the north. They can pull through. We are requesting a waiver of the surface for the for the parking, that it be gravel. The remaining surfaces inside the parcel will remain native vegetation. The parking area is in fact in the floodplain. It's just a gravel surface of 10 spaces, and yes, it will accommodate any training, anybody who comes, and that's based on historical attendance at any of their events. The station house itself is proposed to be a 40 by 60 by 20 metal building with a concrete floor and a floor drain. There will be a gray water tank to which the floor drains, discharges, that will be pumped. The lights will be on the building. They are proposing a 500-gallon fuel tank that will be in concrete secondary containment. The district is requesting a waiver of the landscaping plan so that they can leave the native vegetation. They will have a strict carry-out trash policy, which is moved from a waiver that you'll see on the staff report to a contingency, as we discussed this morning with Director Victoria, because it's a strict carryout, because of the nature of the business and because of the irregular occupancy of the building, and it is in the wilderness. Well, it's an undeveloped area, and there's lots of wildlife. The district carries everything out after a call or an event, so nothing stays. Plus, most of the waste after a call has to be disposed of at a hospital anyway, so it's just logical. I will write that up, but that is one contingency. Utilities on the site. Septic tank, and I just turned in the engineer's review, response to the engineer's review with the stormwater plan, not septic tank. Water will be from a well and propane heater. Staff, there is 1 employee, 14 volunteer EMTs, and 10 volunteer drivers with the district. Over the last 3 years, the district has responded to between 100 and 145 calls. Having the station on the east side of the district will reduce their response time substantially. They will also offer training opportunities bi-monthly to the volunteers, both meetings and training, and then once a year, they will offer an EMT class for people in the district. At this time, if there's no further questions, I would like to turn it over to Mr. Van Natten. Does that work for you, or would you rather have Mr. Victoria speak?
Questions for, okay, no, let's go ahead and proceed with the applicant.
Mr. Van Natten.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Thanks for being here today.
Thank you for having us today. I appreciate the opportunity to come before you guys today. I am Dave Van Natten. I currently sit on the board of directors for the Arkansas Valley Ambulance District. A few short years ago, Western Fremont County had very poor EMS service. It wasn't the fault of the 2 or 3 volunteers they had, but it was the fault of funding and exposure in the area. A group of us got together and pushed for a tax-based district, which we did get on the ballot, and as a result, we did become an EMS district for the Western Fremont County. We went from an EMS service that had 2 ambulances, one that worked, one that was used for parts, and we went from 3 volunteers, where we now have over 10 EMTs and over 10 drivers, and very soon 3 fully functional ambulances. We've also started EMT classes, which our 4th training year will start in January. In expanding, we realized the need for a second location. Currently, we are housed at the Howard Volunteer Fire Department, and as we all know, time is critical when it comes to emergency EMS services. In an effort to reduce our response time to the eastern part of our district, we decided to, as a district, to put in a second place, a new location in Coaldale. Some of our calls, our on-duty driver or our EMT must drive from Coaldale to Howard and back again to respond to calls in Coaldale. Response times can be long. However, with this new building, our volunteers have more options. They're closer access to the equipment that'll be needed for the medical aid, and to where it is needed and when it is needed. In an example, we could save 20 to 30 minutes on a call if it's in Coaldale versus the other area. Vital minutes in the world of EMS. Today, we ask you to join us and to make this all possible. Once in place, we will be able to cut our response times. We will also be able to conduct EMS training classes with proper equipment in a proper classroom. Our classes will not be limited to just our district. Many districts in Colorado and throughout the country are hurting for EMTs. Having a local teaching class would make attending classes a lot easier for many people. It is a win-win situation for us and any district in Colorado that wants to attend. May I answer any questions you may have?
All right, thank you. Questions?
I just have a comment. First of all, congratulations, because as you just mentioned, EMS volunteers or even paid staff are hard to find nationwide. I'm having trouble. So to have the amount of staff that you have is incredible. So congratulations on that, and appreciate you trying to enhance that.
Thank you.
Anything?
Nothing to it.
Okay, let's turn next to Planning and Zoning Director. Once again, Dan.
Hello, everyone. Pretty happy about this project. Former public servant here. I think this is nothing but a win. This parcel was non-conforming, so it had its challenges. A moratorium was put in place to address some of our outdated regulation language that specified that 4.5 acre minimum would have been required for a project such as this. So we have a moratorium in place that addresses the acreage. Due to the challenges of this lot with the floodplain, they went in front of BOCC and they were approved to have a setback requirement waiver. So the location of the structure on the property has been approved by BOCC. let's see here. As Dr. Bellantoni had said, they're going to house 1 to 2 ambulances in a 40 by 60 building, hold trainings at this location. It's located in the Ag Living Zone District at 1.33 acres in size. With a couple of the contingencies met, the department sees no issues with this project moving forward.
All right, thank you so much. Questions for Dan? All right, this is a public hearing. Let's open the public hearing portion, and I will ask if there's anyone here in the audience who would like to rise and speak about this particular project. All right, seeing none, we will close the public portion once again. I would like to say again, just repeat what Commissioner McFall just said. You guys have done a really good job out there lately, and it feels really good as a county commissioner to know that EMS services in not only the western part of the county, but also in the eastern part of the county, with everything Penrose has recently done, really have improved for our folks, and we just appreciate you all so much. It's not an easy thing that you do, and so just carry that message back to your folks if you would. We appreciate you all.
I will.
All right, gentlemen, I am prepared for a motion. I do think we have 3 waivers in front of us.
I think there's 2 waivers,
Two waivers.
2 contingencies, and 1 condition.
Okay.
One contingency. Because I turned one in today.
We don't know that.
Okay.
Turned it in after I came down here.
So,
The contingency,
turn your mic on, please. There you go.
so the 2 waivers there are for the gravel and the landscaping,
Okay.
as Dr. Bellantoni had told us, and then the refuse that is going to be addressed as the strict carryout policy, and any hazardous or any material such as that nature would be disposed of at the hospital. So
Okay.
that's
So
going to be
the refuse plan is the contingency.
yes.
It is.
And the
it is a
stormwater
plan.
drainage plan is,
The stormwater drainage plan, I'm trying to see, I believe all engineering has been addressed.
It's finished.
it's
Yeah,
done.
Turned
Yeah.
it in this morning.
Gotcha, okay. Well, then I will make the motion,
Okay, I'm prepared.
seeing if we got that all straightened out. Madam Chair, I move that we approve SRU 22-001, Arkansas Valley Ambulance District, special review use permit for the Arkansas Valley Ambulance District for an emergency service substation with the contingency item of their refuse disposal plan as described, and the 2 waiver requests, the landscaping plan and the parking area surface waiver.
Dan, do the conditions still apply? At the time of development, 2 driveway access permits are required, as well as showing ADA parking spot on the site plan?
Yes, so the ADA, the site plan I saw had the ADA spot on, I believe, the north side of the building, near Mandor. So that's going to be the ADA. That is not a waiver, that's going to be hard surfaced. And then, yes, FCDOT is going to require access permits at the time of development.
So then we would be down to 1 condition, and that would be the driveway access permits. So if you could make that a part of your motion?
I would make that a part of my motion.
All right, thank you.
We'll second that.
Okay, it has been moved and seconded to approve SRU 22-001, Arkansas Valley Ambulance District for an emergency service substation. This does include the contingency, the waiver, and the condition as previously noted. Further discussion?
1 comment, Madam Chair.
Yes.
I appreciate the work that the board has put in on this for quite a while. Been working on it for quite a while, along with Dr. Bellantoni. So appreciate you guys sticking with it and working with us. We had to make some adjustments, as Dan had mentioned earlier. We had to put a moratorium in on this because of the acreage, but for a emergency situation building like this, it's the right thing to do. And so I appreciate you guys sticking with us and getting this done. Thanks.
Anything else?
No, ma'am.
Okay, let's do roll call.
Commissioner Grantham?
Aye.
Commissioner McFall?
Aye.
Commissioner Bell?
Aye.
Motion carried.
All right, congratulations and good job.
Thank you, and welcome back. Nice to see you.
Yes. We do have more new business to consider, but first I just have a note that I would like to make. We've sat up here already at least 2 or 3 times today and mentioned we are doing moratoriums basically to keep the county from enforcing its own regulations. That's not a very common way to do business. We know that, we understand that, but the reality is we do have regulations that are outdated, and this is what we have to do legally right now to be able to continue doing business in the county. We are, however, right in the process. We just had a kickoff meeting yesterday for a major overhaul and update of the Fremont County zoning resolution. It's going to be about an 18-month process. We are going to be looking to the public for a lot of guidance. We will be having some focus groups, public input meetings, a lot of different things, particularly over the summer next year. So watch for those things, and don't think that we've all lost our minds because we're doing moratoriums on our own staff. So I just wanted to mention that and hopefully clear it up for anyone who is questioning why we're doing the things that we are. So, all right, let's move
I'm
back.
not sure that's evidence that we haven't lost our minds.
Come on, give me that one. All right, we're going to move back to new business now. Item number 4 is the Royal Gorge Chamber Alliance Foundation requesting approval to issue a malt, Venice, and spirituous liquor special events permit at 6655 Colorado 115 in Florence, Colorado, which is Pathfinder Park Event Center, for an event on November 18th from 5 to 9 p.m. So we have with us this morning Chamber Representative Emmy Dennehy. Good morning.
Good
Good morning.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about what you're doing out there?
It is our annual scholarship fundraiser. This will be our 19th year of raising funds for Fremont County students to pursue an education. So it's a time of getting together. We're going to have some silent auction items, spaghetti, pasta dinner.
Pasta.
So, getting together and fellowshipping.
Okay, so talk to us a little bit about the plan to serve alcohol.
Plan to serve alcohol, yes. As you know, I always want to call them prospectors, but our ambassadors will help with that. A few of them have already gone through the alcohol training classes offered by the city, and we will have a few signature drinks, and we will set up bar, and we'll have, I think, we have a couple signature drinks and then wine and beer. So pretty simple.
And how will you control those under the age of 21 being unable to drink?
We are going to card, and I believe we're going to band. There'll be a system of marking those of age.
Okay, so everyone who will be serving will have gone through training, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
So on that, you said the city offers that training?
The city did a training.
Really?
They had come
Cool.
down, and so Linda and I had went in, and so
That's
did
good.
some of our ambassadors. So yes.
Yeah, I
Didn't
know
know
that
that.
the city used to do that training, and apparently they've started doing
Yeah,
it
that's
again.
good.
So it's a
Yes.
wonderful
Cool.
thing, especially for our local nonprofits.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, questions for Emmy at this time?
Nope.
All right, let's turn to Talia Smith, our clerk extraordinaire, for a staff report.
All right, so our department sees no issues with the Chamber Alliance's application. We've been provided with all the necessary documentation. It was also reviewed by the county attorney, and FCD, PHE, and the sheriff's office do recommend approval.
All right, thank you so much. Questions for Talia?
Nope.
All right, comments, issues, questions? This is not a public hearing, but we do like to ask if there's anyone here who would like to speak about this particular issue. So let me make that request. All right. I don't see anyone running to the microphone. So gentlemen, I am prepared to accept a motion.
I've got a motion, but I've got a question first for you, Emmy. So it
No,
shows,
but-
I didn't say no but, I said I've got a motion for you, but I got a question first. It shows on the map that you have no alcohol beyond this point. Who's going to make sure no alcohol goes beyond the doors?
We'll have our ambassadors. We have volunteers and staff.
Okay, and then just so you're aware, in this picture, it shows the doors on the north side of the building. There are doors on the south side of the building too.
They'll probably be blocked.
Okay.
To be honest, they're going to be blocked.
Don't say that into the microphone because the fire marshal might hear you. Don't block the doors.
Well,
But I
they're not
understand
gonna be
what you mean.
blocked in that manner, but they do have a drape system that'll be probably used at that time.
Okay, just trying to make sure there how it's going to
Yes.
stay inside. Madam Chair, I have a motion for you.
Yes, please.
I move to approve the Royal Gorge Chamber Alliance Foundation malt, Venice, and spirituous liquor special event permit at 6655 Colorado 115, which is Pathfinder Park Event Center, November 18th, 2022, from 5 to 9 p.m.
Second.
All right, it has been moved and seconded to approve this request from the Royal Gorge Chamber Alliance Foundation for a malt, Venice, and spirituous liquor special events permit as previously described. Just let me ask you real quickly before we take the vote, how people can get tickets to come to the event if they're interested.
I'm glad you asked, because I was getting ready to say we have tickets available. You can call the chamber. We can get you registered. Take a credit card. Or I think there's even a place, if you go to our new website that we have launched, you can go and register online.
And do you know what that website is?
Royal Gorge Chamber Alliance.
Royal Gorge.
.org, I believe.
.org.
It's new.
We
I
believe.
can't remember if
Okay.
it's .com or .org.
Do a search, we'll find it.
Yeah, you'll find it.
All right, gentlemen, anything further? Roll call.
All right, we're looking forward to seeing you guys.
Thank you.
Alrighty, thank you.
Commissioner McFall,
Aye.
Commissioner Grantham.
Aye.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Motion carried.
All right, good luck. We hope you do really well.
Thanks,
All right,
Emmy.
thank you.
We have an appointment and a reappointment up before us next. Item 5 is reappointment of Emily Eggleston to the Heritage Commission for a term ending December 31st of 2025. Commissioner Grantham, you serve with this group. Do you have words of wisdom you would like to impart?
Well, just more kudos. We have been able to do a reappointment earlier on this commission, Jim Nelson in particular, and now Emily Eggleston, and the work that these folks do at bringing attention to our history and all of the other groups that are concerned about our history here in Fremont County and Canyon City and Florence. They do a fantastic job, and Emily is just another one of those that has a great passion for this particular subject, and happy to make the motion for the reappointment of Emily Eggleston to the Heritage Commission for a term ending December 31, 2025.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded to reappoint Emily Eggleston to the Fremont County Heritage Commission for a term that will end on December 31st of 2025. Further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Grantham.
Aye.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Next item is a new appointment of a new member to the Fremont County Tourism Council for a term ending December 31st of 2025. And again, Commissioner Grantham, I'm going to turn to you.
Gladly, Madam Chair. This is a letter from Joan Elliott wanting to serve on our Fremont County Tourism Council. Like the Heritage Commission, speaking about passion for a topic, those folks that serve on this board are probably some of the busiest people on the planet that I've met, and yet they take the time to serve on this council in order to determine the best way to spend the lodging tax dollars as far as the marketing goes to bring more people to Fremont County. And the best ways to do that and how to market us and get our name out there and all of our attractions here. We have been minus a representative from Florence for a few months, and Joan is going to fill that slot very well. She is a shop owner over in Florence, and look forward to having her on the Fremont County Tourism Council. So with that, I would move to approve the appointment of Joan Elliott to the Fremont County Tourism Council for a term ending December 31, 2025.
Second.
Thank you. It has been moved and seconded to appoint, absolutely, Joan Elliott of Florence as a new member to the Fremont County Tourism Council for a term ending December 31st of 2025. I would like to say I have not known Joan until recently. She was one of our 15 Fremont's Exceptional Women who were honored at Pathfinder Park just a month ago. And the lady knows her stuff. I think she's going to be an incredible add to this particular organization. So thank you for that.
I have a comment too. I just want to say that sometimes it's hard to fill these empty or vacant positions on some of our boards. And Tourism Council is kind of an exception because we have to fill it with someone in the tourism industry. And her owning a shop in Florence, it appears that it's a antique shop, draws a lot of tourists over there. So I think it's valuable to find that person in Florence that's excited, as Kevin had mentioned, and welcome her to our board. So
Absolutely. All right. further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Grantham?
Aye.
Commissioner McFall?
Aye.
Commissioner Bell?
Aye.
Motion carried.
All right, and our final item of new business this morning is this a final plat?
Yeah.
Final plat 22-001 for the Greer Farms subdivision, a request for a division of one lot into two. Lot 1 will be 4.95 acres, Lot 2 will be .71. Both lots are in agriculture suburban district and meet all minimum requirements. And we have with us once again, Mr. George Hall.
Well, once again, we have our large parcel, splitting it into 2 lots. If you have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer.
All right, thank you. Questions at this moment?
No.
All right, staff report, Dan.
All right, for a staff report, so this lot is located on Kalmbon Avenue. Its total current size is 5.66 acres, Ag Suburban Zone District. They're proposing to do a 4.95 acre lot that would front on Columbine and a 0.71 acre lot that will front on Highland. City water, city sewer, fire is no concerns. Engineering, all issues have been addressed. The department has no concerns about this project at this time. The couple outstanding contingencies that are listed in your guys' packet have all been satisfied, and that was the new plat to be reviewed by the engineer, updated title commitment, and all red lines and statements corrected on the final plat. So at this time, everything is ready to go, and we have no concerns.
Thank you for that. So I just would mention that we did just see this same plan in front of us, which came before us under a public hearing as a preliminary plan, and now we are looking at the final plat. So it's the exact same project.
Exact same project.
No changes.
Just no changes at all, just a staggering. One had to be approved before the other could.
So this is the final step in the process.
This is.
All right, thank you. Questions, gentlemen?
No, just comment, we still have to deal with access permits.
Okay, so the access permits per FCDOT, access permits and issuance of address will be completed when they go to develop.
Okay.
So that will be addressed.
It's my understanding an access permit was already granted and an address has already been assigned to it.
On both of these parcels? Or for-
Yes, on the southern part, and the other one already had it.
All right,
That was my understanding because there was a building permit that I was understanding.
the building permit has not been issued yet. The builder was in yesterday trying to get the
Okay,
permit.
I
and he-
was, I was misinterpreting.
Yeah, the application is in front of us, but it cannot be granted until this is finalized.
Okay.
So that would be a,
I think we can make that a condition and it'll happen,
Condition.
upon
Yep.
building.
Okay, yes.
actually, this would be a contingency. It's got to be done
Contingency,
first,
okay,
yes.
contingency
So,
with the building
okay.
permit.
All right.
Ready for
Anything
motion?
Okay.
I think we're ready for a motion.
We got a motion.
Yes. All right.
I move to approve final plat for Greer Farms 22-001. It's for subdivision with the contingency of the access permits be done at the time of the building permits.
Second.
All right, it has been moved and seconded to approve final plat 22-001, Greer Farms subdivision with a final contingency of the access permits being done at the building permit stage. All right, further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner McFall?
Aye.
Commissioner Grantham?
Aye.
Commissioner Bell?
Aye.
Motion carried.
All right, thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And I would like to just throw this out. If you will let me know, I will be more than happy to help you with the rules and regulations and everything. Just let me know. I've been here for 29 years and I have probably dealt with more of these regulations than probably anybody in this room at this point in time.
Okay, that'd be great. We will do a lot of public notice and let folks know how they can participate in that process. Thank you for
Just
that.
send me an email.
Yeah,
I'll
and
get
keep in
them
touch with
faster
Dan.
than anything.
Yep.
Yeah. Thanks,
Absolutely.
George.
We'll
Thanks,
be
George.
reaching out to folks, so you'll know.
All right, there being no further business to come before this board, we are adjourned.